So weather does not delay us. You know, it says on the Farley Post Office in New York City that neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds. That was Herodotus describing the Persian system of horseback mail carriers, and we are not deterred by weather either. So it all weaves together, and I want you to think about that as you're preparing for the coming week. That the first lecture where we talk about the Gutenberg Revolution and the Zuckerberg Revolution and the creation of the ARPANET, the Internet in 1969, all of that weaves together in thinking about information in our lives. And the papers you've just done are important context as well. This is not in isolation. If you remember from that first lecture, we talked about Bloom's taxonomy of the cognitive domain, where you go from merely acquiring information all the way to the top where you are analyzing and assessing it. We're building that foundation now. So don't just allow this stuff to randomly flow around in your head. It weaves together. So your blackout is important context to where we're going next, and thinking, you know, you spent the blackout thinking about how much you do or don't rely on news, how much you do or don't consume news. Next, you're going to think about news's reliable information's place in a democratic society. The CPJ paper as well is important context, because we need to know what news costs in the real world. Coming up next week, you're going to be debating First Amendment issues. And I'm going to try and give you a link to a debate that I was involved in on that, so you can sort of see what we hope for in the classroom in terms of some kind of showy rhetoric. You can see I'm totally showing off in that debate. And I kind of want that sort of dramatic approach in class, because it actually makes people think. When you engage their heart, it actually makes them think. So let's hope for that in the debates next week. Okay, some good news from the reality check. 62% of you got the correct answer on the First Amendment question. 69% of you knew the correct division of power in Washington, D.C., but that means about a third of the class needs to start paying closer attention, because what's going on in politics, what's going on in the First Amendment is important context to this class. A good 3/4 of you knew that Chief Justice Roberts is the Chief Justice of the U.S. Supreme Court. 85% of you knew why Nixon resigned. I was really pleased. I had money on your not knowing that, so you cost me money, and I'm glad. And only a quarter of you, a quarter of you thought Bob Woodward was a 60 Minutes correspondent who broke the Watergate scandal. Heavens, horrors! 13% of you thought he was a radio host. Now, it's true, more than half of you knew that he was our co-professor's partner in reporting the Watergate scandal. So, that's pretty good news. Point number 3, we're going to do lecture number 2 using the video again, because the university has no idea what they're doing with the schedule, and so we're just going to plow ahead until they make up their mind whether to add days. If they add days, we're going to have a wonderful end of the semester in news literacy. So I will post the links for you to go and watch the lecture online. If it gives you trouble, let me know. But last time around, people seem to get through just fine. The final thing is that by now I would have introduced you to my co-professor, Mr. Carl Bernstein, but we've had 2 lecture misses, and so hate to do it, but we're going to do it by video. I'm sending you links to YouTube videos in which I introduced him at a talk he gave on campus, and then he talked about his life. And I want you to watch both of those. It's combined, I think it's about 11 minutes of video. The links I'll give you take you to the specific time code. And if you didn't watch lecture 1 yet, you need to, and I'll send that link to you through Blackboard as well. So we're plowing ahead. Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these news literacy students from the swift completion of their appointed work. We are learning how to be online students. It's not perfect, but we're in a lot better shape than we would be if we didn't have these recorded lectures so that we could stay on schedule. I look forward to seeing you on Monday. Take care.